Real talk, you can't make this up. I was a gossiper, and I thought I was just keeping it real, y'all. I thought I was just, I'm just venting to people that care about me. I'm just, no, I was gossiping. Because anytime that you could say something that has something to do with somebody else and that person is not there, you're gossiping. I have done segments about gossip and the danger of it and how whack and ugly it is. Didn't even realize I was gossiping. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak, right? So if you're saying something because somebody ticked you off and you're saying it in the presence of others, yes, granted, your heart has been wounded. You felt some kind of way about what happened. It wasn't right. It shouldn't have happened. But you do not dump that off on somebody else, especially on people that care about you. Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen is they're gonna get mad at the other person. You can't tell me something happens to one of my besties or whatever. So the same. If something happens to you, hey baby, you talk it out with the person that it happened with. Don't take that to your circle, to your peoples, nothing. Because you know what? You're gossiping, and it ain't right. So because it's good to get a full understanding of something, especially when it's a problem that you are tackling, a disease, an infection, okay, an infestation, a virus, a cancer, it is best to know how or what it is so that you may know how to treat it, right? Because to me, it's an illness, it's a sickness, and sick to my stomach to realize like I was engaging in it. You know what I mean? Justifying it, oh, well, we need to pray about this because no, very unpleasing to the Father. I'm telling y'all right now. So a deeper physiological and sociological definition views gossiping as the social exchange of evaluative information about absent third parties. Far from just idle chatter, it is a complex evolutionary tool used to map social networks, enforce moral boundaries, and manage group dynamics. 1. The evolutionary function, social grooming. Anthropologists view gossip as the human equivalent of apes picking bugs off each other to build alliances. Cognitive efficiency. It allows humans to learn who to trust without risking direct first-hand betrayal. And how this works is, somebody do you wrong. So you going to tell somebody, oh, this is what happened between me and so-and-so. So that person is now able to see, oh, that's somebody I don't want to trust. Never taking into consideration that a person deals with another person based on that person individually. Maybe you did something to cause another person to react in a certain way towards you. So now when you take it to somebody that don't even know, that person doesn't even get a chance to know that person because you done soiled their view of that person. Okay? All right? And so for me, I won't say so much as I was trying to grow alliances, unless deep down I was, but I don't think so. I really believe that I was doing the wicked business of venting. Venting is not good. Venting is you pushing your own negative stuff off on other people. Okay, that is what I believe I was guilty of, right? And so, again, hiding behind, I just need to get this off my chest. Take it to your Father and pray it then. I'm telling you, it is the dangerous thing to do. All right? So here we go. Cognitive. Okay, so number 2. The power and control mechanism. Enforcing social norms. It acts as a passive-aggressive policing tool, keeping group members aligned with shared moral codes. Reputation weaponry. It distributes social rewards, praise or punishments, exclusion to alter someone's social status. Informal power. And I want to go back to this reputation weaponry. I had some issues with some people, right? With 1 or 2 people in particular. Honestly speaking, like 2 people. And from those 2 people, it was like a domino effect, right? People that I didn't even know wouldn't even greet me in the chat. If I saw the name in the chat, I'm a moderator on a couple of channels on YouTube, and I would speak to people and they wouldn't speak back, but you would notice a pattern that they were, cool with people who were no longer cool with you. And so you just kind of know what was going on, right? And then so what would I do in turn? Go and tell people who's cool with me, hey, so-and-so didn't even speak to me in the chat. And I'm going to tell you how easy it is to get caught up in that. Because I initially never had those conversations, to be honest, But then other people would express to me how they were annoyed when people wouldn't speak to them in the chat. And then I started noticing, hey, they're doing it to me too. And just like that, you caught up into gossip. I remember encouraging people. There was someone who was way older than I, and I'm thinking, I'm encouraging them because they were worried about who didn't speak to them in the chat, and that became a cancer because it went from them feeling like that to me feeling like that to now I'm bringing it to other people's attention. That so-and-so don't speak when you speak in the chat. That is wicked. Wicked, 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 right? So what's the difference between gossiping and what I'm doing now, sharing a story, right? I am not using anyone's name. Nobody will know who I'm talking about unless the person themselves listens to this and say, she's talking about me. And another funny thing, sometimes you don't even be talking about specific individuals, right? When you're addressing a behavior that you notice among your people, that you notice from yourself, maybe some things that you're still going through or some things that you've overcome. And you're not even speaking about certain individuals, but they'll say things like, she be subbing me in her channel. She be subbing me, right? And so there's a song that says, if you think this song is about you, I'm going to say right now, if you think I'm subbing you, then I am. Okay? Take that. If you think I'm subbing you, then I am, because I want us all to get this thing right. I want us to be like those smooth stones that were able to fit into the building of the kingdom. That was like one junk. There was no juncture. There was no line. It was just like one stone. So if you think this is about you, it probably is. Okay? So here we go. Where else are we? The power and control mechanism, enforcing social norms. It acts as a passive-aggressive tool, keeping group members aligned and shared moral codes. Reputation weaponry, we went over that. Informal power. It gives low status or marginalized individuals a weapon to resist dominant figures. I'm telling you the truth. Oh my goodness. So listen to this, y'all. Listen to this, okay? Informal power. It gives low status or marginalized individuals a weapon to resist dominant figures by shifting collective opinion. Somebody that wants the authority you have, somebody that wants the status you have, somebody that wants the position you have, somebody that wants the title you have, somebody that wants the love that you have, somebody that wants the voice that you have, somebody that wants. 3, the psychological driver, anxiety regulation. Sharing secrets bonds people quickly, temporarily lowering anxiety by creating an in-group versus out-group dynamic. Sometimes people will share some really, really personal, deep things with you. I mean, horrific things, to pull you in, right? And so now it's like, you're the inner circle because I've told you these intimate, deep details about my life. Okay? So in a way, they're gossiping about their own past, if that even makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen it. I've seen it and I've done it. There was a time where I wanted to get close to a group of people. And so I wanted them to view me as harmless. I wanted them to see my heart. I wanted them to know that, I've been through some things. I'm just a little wounded and scarred. Hey, love me. I'll love you too. And I began to share intimate things about myself with these people. And I'm going to tell you, it didn't do any good, right? Because now These people have made themselves enemies. They've made themselves enemies. No, things that, oh my goodness, you're like, I wish I never shared. Okay? So I'm going to say this. Too many words, too many words, too many words. Trouble not far behind. Yeah? Okay, so the last one, let me see here. Oh my gosh. Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. I don't know what this word is, so I need this to pronounce this for me because y'all, I told y'all I ain't listen. Okay, y'all, I got it. It's Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. Okay? It satisfies a dark human curiosity, often elevating the speaker's self-esteem by highlighting another person's failures. And how about this? Sometimes they even go around calling people names like witch or sorcerer when they themselves are the ones. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't have to have potions and tonics and spells and brew pots to be witches. You know what I mean? You can literally, maliciously, purposefully speak negative things about a person's life. And that's a form of witchcraft, at least in my opinion. You know what I mean? So it's like, be careful. The people that are always quick to point out, oh, this one is a witch and that one is a witch, and I knew something was wrong with that one, right? Those be the same people that are ally with those people behind your back. So I'm telling you, be careful. Be careful. If you notice that somebody is there willing to gossip with you, baby, they will gossip about you. Please, because I'm warning y'all, and I may have lost a few people during this segment, but for those that have been burdened by this ugly, demonic plague of gossip, whether you are a gossip or you have been the victim of gossip, you need this. You need to hear this. You need to understand this. Okay? When you are conversing with people, if you are not having your mind on whatever is lovely, whatever is pure, whatever is praiseworthy, okay, whatever is of good report, if your mind is not stayed on those things, your conversation is being set on fire by hell. Okay? If it is not edifying, okay? Venting not good. Venting is not a good thing. I'm telling you it's not. All right? So, be wise, family, with conversation. Don't let loneliness or the desire for camaraderie, for companionship, for friendship cause you to sink on account of your own loose lips. Hear me? Some of us give people the tools, the weapons they need to fire at us. Because when you open your mouth too much for the sake of, I want to let this person get to know me so that they know I'm harmless and we can build a relationship, you're giving them the tools they need to pick your butt apart. Okay? All right? Sometimes people's admiration of you is not really an admiration at all. It's, I'm going to see what you're doing because I could do what you're doing and I could do it better. And in order to do it, I got to tear you down first, but I got to make it seem like I love you. People, be wise. Be wise. There's a song I used to sing and I used to say, don't let me be deceived and don't let me be wise in my own eyes. So anyway, I had to look up that word. Okay, and again, that word is Schadenfreude. Whew, I love learning, y'all. Learning is fun. So listen, watch your lips. Loose lips sink ships. Okay? If you have something to say, if something is bothering you so much, bring it to the attention of the person. If you need a witness to make sure that things are done well, then so be it. But that is done in righteousness. Okay? I had no idea. I was sitting there gossiping. Baby, I thought I was righteous. Y'all, that's all I got. I gotta go. Shalom.